Welcome to this video. My name is Silas and today we're going to journey towards the peak pose of crow. So I'm going to take you through some poses building up to crow. Like always, everything we do here is optional, so do what you can do. If you have any injuries or restrictions, please modify or try it another time, another day. We're going to get started at the back of the mat, all fourth position. Bring the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And then we start with a couple cat and cows. On the inhale, you drop the belly down, the chest travels forward, you look up. On the exhale, you pull the belly button into the spine, spread the shoulder blades wide, tuck the chin in. And on the inhale, we come back forward. Pull the shoulder blades together, look forward. Exhale, dome the back. Start to join breath and movement. Inhale, you come forward. Exhale, you pull back. Also use this time to arrive in your body. Feel yourself into the spine and then feel free to add on any spinal movements or spinal rolls that you want to. Maybe you do circles around the wrists, circles around the knees. Make this free flowing. Still try to join breath and movement, keeping the breath soft in and out through the nose. 2 more rounds of breath. And then we meet back in neutral. Walk the hands closer to your knees. And then because we're going to be weight bearing on the hands, I want you to shift the weight more into your fingers, so you feel your fingers gripping into the mat, and then lift the wrists off, come onto your knuckles, and then lift the knuckles off, come onto your fingertips. And then come back onto your knuckles, back onto your wrists. 1 round. Lift the wrists up, lift the knuckles up, onto your fingertips, and then lower back down. All right. What that does, it teaches us to shift the weight more into the fingertips. Keep going. All right, we're going through all 3 stages. Knuckles, wrists, fingertips, coming up and down. 3 more rounds. So you want to think of your fingertips more like brake pads when you shift weight onto your arms and you weight bearing onto your arms, just to lift out of your wrists. All right, sit back onto your heels. Make some circles with the wrists. 1 way and then the other way. Sometimes that can feel a bit awkward if you just change circles of the wrists. And then shake the hands out. And come back forward onto hands and knees. This time, right leg extends behind you like you're standing against the wall. Keep the leg hip height and then reach the left arm forward. Reach away. And then exhale, pull knee and elbow together underneath you, dome the back. Inhale, reach them apart from each other. Exhale, bring knee and elbow together underneath you and reach them apart. Going for 3 more. Elbow and knee touch. And extend. Touch. And extend. Bring elbow and knee together. Hold the last one. Elbow presses into the knee. Knee presses into the elbow. And then extend them away from each other. Left hand comes back down. Keep the right leg up. And then open it up like your dog pissing against a tree. And then place the right foot down. Walk the hands towards your left. Just going to turn so you can see me from the front. Right arm reaches up. You're in this modified side plank. From here, you can either stay in that side plank, keep pressing the hips forward, or lift the right leg off, same height as your hips. Right arm reaches forward. And then exhale, knee and elbow come together to touch and extend them away from each other. Bring them together to touch and extend. 3 more. Magic number is 5. Extend and bring them together. Last one, elbow knee touch, then extend them away from each other. Foot comes back down, right hand comes down to collect the left one, and then walk the hands around in a rainbow over towards your right toe. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Notice if you're still staying with an even breath. Keeping the mouth closed, keep breathing in and out through the nose. And then we release by walking the hands back around so they come right underneath the shoulders. Keep the entire body as it is and lift the right leg up, hip height, swing it around and place the knee down, changing sides. Left leg extends behind you, right arm reaches forward. Then exhale, pull knee and elbow together under the body. Inhale, reach them away from each other. Bring elbow and knee together, dome the back, reach. 3 more. Elbow knee touch and reach. Elbow knee touch and reach. Last one, elbow and knee come together, press them into each other, dome the back, and then reach them away. Right hand comes back down, left leg swings out to the side, place it down, walk the hands over to your right, left arm goes up, modified side plank on the left side. You can either stay here or lift the left leg off, same height as your hips, left arm reaches forward, then exhale, knee and elbow touch and extend. Come together and touch and extend. 3 more times. Elbow, knee touch and then extend. Bring them together and extend. Last one. And left foot comes back down, left hand comes down. Walk the hands around in a rainbow towards the left big toe. One inhale to lengthen through the spine and exhale, fold. Tuning back into an even breath. And then walk the hands back towards center. Hands come right underneath the shoulders. Keep the entire body locked in and just lift the left leg off. Swing it back around and both knees come down. From here, slide the toes under, press into the hands, lift yourself up, downward facing dog. The first down dog, so walk it out on the spot, press one heel down at a time. Feel yourself into the pose. And eventually we arrive in stillness. Knees can be slightly bent. You're looking more for that straight line from your wrists to your hips. So the tailbone keeps lifting up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, come high onto the toes. And start to walk the feet forward in between the hands. Bring them hip width distance apart. Bend the knees a lot. Head side to side of the neck. Up your shins, straighten the legs, straighten the back. Start shifting your weight into your toes. Crown of the head pulls forward. Shoulders slide back. And then start to stand yourself all the way up. Hands reach over the head. Palms together to touch, and then exhale, pull them together down at your heart. Close down through your eyes. Take a moment here just to notice any subtle changes that might have already occurred. We're starting with 3 sun salutation A. So step the big toes together to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, palm. Step one foot back, followed by the other into plank. Clean the plank up, keep pressing the floor away. On the next exhale, keep hugging the elbows in and slowly start to lower yourself all the way down. Inhale, press into the hands, hug the elbows towards center, cobra. Exhale, release. Push back over hands and knees. Slide the toes under, downward facing dog. Down dog, we hold for 5 breaths. So settle into this pose. 1 breath at a time. Fingers are spread wide, elbows wrapping back. Chest is pulling towards your thighs. Hips are light like a feather, pulling up towards the ceiling. Next inhale, come high onto the toes. And start to walk yourself forward. Hands and feet meet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Come all the way up. Hands come over your head to touch. Exhale, hands pull towards center. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift through the spine. Exhale. Step the opposite foot back into plank. Keep the core engaged. Wait for the next exhale, and then either lower all the way down, or this time only halfway. So you come into a half push-up. Elbows close to your ribs. Then kick back through your toes. Feet are flat. Inhale, straighten the arms, upward facing dog. Exhale, pull back from the hips, downward facing dog. You get a couple of options to move through these vinyasas. You can always take the cobra. You can always just stay in down dog. But there is juice in struggle and juice in effort. Keep the breath soft, in and out through the nose. Inhale, heels rise. And then start to walk yourself back forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms connect. Exhale, hands to your heart. Last round. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, plank. From here, wait for the exhale to arrive, then either go all the way down or halfway, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep pressing the floor away, keep the neck soft. Hips keep pulling up towards the sky. Kneecaps are lifting. use these cues that I'm giving you almost like things to focus on. I think I'm trying to distract you or redirect your mind back onto the mat, back into your body, back into your practice. One breath at a time, one movement at a time, one cue at a time. So from down dog, on the next inhale, start to roll yourself forward into a plank position. When you arrive in plank, keep the hips same height as your shoulders, and then spin the heels over towards your left. Hands stay in plank, and then from here bring the left knee to touch the right elbow, and then bring it back. Knee and elbow touch, and step it back. 3 more. Doing 5. 2 more. And last one. Step it back, heels come back into plank. From here, step the hands forward to the top edge of your mat, and then keep the elbows wrapping towards each other. Lower them down, forearm plank. From here, spin the heels over towards your right. Stay in forearm plank with the arms, and then bring the right knee to touch the left elbow, and step it back. If it doesn't touch, try to bring it anywhere close. 2 and 3, 4 and 5. Back into normal forearm plank. Keep the core engaged. Here for another 3, 2 and 1. Lower the hips down. Good job. They're not easy. I'm starting to sweat here. I'm right in the sun. So swings, pose. Release the belly. Keep pulling the shoulders back away from the ears. And then from here, press into your palms. Lift the elbows up just a little bit so you can move them out to the side. Come all the way down. Then bring the right arm straight out into a T shape. Don't move the right arm, so an L shape. Then come onto your left fingertips. Right side of your face is down. Bend into the left knee and then roll over towards your right. And then we're just gonna swap sides, roll back onto your belly. This time, left. Roll over towards the left. Foot can touch behind you if it doesn't touch. And it's also okay. Bring your awareness into the front left shoulder, into the twist of the spine. Keep the face and the neck relaxed. Breathe deep and calm. And then slowly roll back onto your belly, back to center. Sphinx position. So elbows are right underneath your shoulders. I'm full of sand here now. Well, that's what it is. All right. Sphinx pose. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. How does that look? Looks quite... Those forearms, they look like dolphin. I'm filming this right next to the beach, so I was hoping I could see some dolphins in the ocean, but there are definitely some dolphins on the mat now. So slide the toes under, lift back into forearm plank, walk the feet towards your elbows, lift the hips up. You're coming into dolphin pose. Looks more like a down dog on your forearms. And then someone had that genius idea of calling this pose a dolphin. Has nothing to do with a dolphin. But it's great. Great pose to build strength and to prepare yourself for all the cool poses that we want to do. The crows, the pinchers. Keep lifting out of your shoulders, lifting out of your elbows. Just holding this pose. Keeping the breath nice and soft. Neck relaxed. And from here, look forward in between your thumbs. Shift your awareness into your elbows. And then see if you can lift them off the ground coming into down dog. It's called a dolphin push-up. We're back in down dog. Reset. From here, drop your knees down to the ground. Keep the hips over your knees and start walking the hands forward. Chest lowers down towards the ground. Anahatasana, puppy pose. Forehead can rest on the mat. Breathing into the back of the heart. Bring the hands back in. Set yourself back up for dolphin. Sorry, not for dolphin. Down dog. If you want to do a dolphin, feel free to do another dolphin. Meet me in down dog. From down dog, start to ripple yourself forward. Plank pose. Then this time, heel spin over towards your right. Upper body stays in plank, and then bring the right knee to touch the left elbow. Step it back. Knee to touch the elbow and step it back. 3 more. Knee and elbow touch and step it back. 2 more and step it back. Last one and step it back. Back to plank and step to the front of your mat. Elbows keep wrapping into its center. You reverse, almost that dolphin push-up. You come into forearm plank, heel spin over to the left, and then left knee touches right elbow. 5 times. I actually stole this one from my teacher, and it's a good analogy. It's like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. This one is great core work. If something works, don't have to reinvent it. All right, 5 times. We meet back in forearm plank, holding here for 5 breaths. So if your 5 breaths are quicker than mine, I'll meet you in swings pose. Swings pose is where we meet. Untuck the toes. Relax the belly. Good work, guys. These ones are not easy. And then from here, lift the elbows up, bring them out wide, lower yourself all the way down. And this time, bring the right arm out, but bring it into a cactus shape. So elbow is 90 degrees, same height as your fingertips. Bend the left leg and roll over towards your right. It's a deeper shoulder stretch than the one we did before. So always feel free to keep that right arm straight. You might notice that your left foot doesn't touch the floor quite anymore. Keep breathing into the right shoulder. Neck is soft. Head is on the ground. And then we swap sides, roll back to its center. This type towards the left. Keep the left cheek on the ground. You might also notice that one side is more open than the other. Great. If you notice these differences, that's what the yoga is about. Noticing the imbalances in the practice and life. And then trying to join them, bringing them to balance. One more breath. And then come back to center. Set yourself. And the thing is about dolphins, they never come alone. It's also a joke I stole from a teacher, but I find it funny every single time. Have you ever seen a dolphin swimming on its own? No. So forearms parallel to each other, elbows right underneath your shoulders, slide the toes under, lift the hips off, start walking the toes towards your elbows, lifting the hips up high, keep pressing the floor away. You can stay in dolphin and stay in the process of lifting your weight out of your shoulders, out of your elbows. If you have pincha in your practice, you don't need my permission to take it. Just make sure you're doing it in a safe environment. I'm not going to do it today. If you're working towards pincha, you can lift one leg out the back at the time, coming high onto the other toes, and then just swap legs. It's also a good lesson to know that the body always feels different. Just if you could have done a pose yesterday doesn't mean you can do it today, or you should do it today. It's a practice of listening to yourself. Come back into dolphin, and then bring your awareness towards your elbows. And see if you can lift them off at the same time. Back into down dog. Good stuff. Lower the knees down, hips stay over the knees, and then walk the hands forward into Anahatasana. If you have tight shoulders, bring the hands out wider. And then melt the chest to the ground, forehead drops down, maybe the chin, and you look forward. But not if you are straining the neck. Walk the hands back, set up for down dog, lift the knees off, lift the hips off, downward facing dog. Alright, left foot steps in, right foot reaches out the back, three-legged dog. Then on the inhale, bring the right knee to touch the right elbow, touch, and lift it back out, three-legged dog. Slice the knee across, touch the left elbow with your knee, lift it back out, three-legged dog. Then from here, pull the knee into the nose, dome the back, tiger curl, and then step the foot in between your hands. Lower the left knee down, untuck the toes. From here, arms reach over your head, low lunge. Exhale, bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, pop the chest. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Shoulder blades pull together, broaden through the chest. And then release the hands, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes under, lift the knee off, and then have a look behind you. Spin the left heel down, make sure heels are either in one line or slightly apart, and then spin yourself up, opening yourself up into Warrior Two towards the left side of your mat. Arms reach away from each other, bend deeper into the front knee, If you look down towards the front knee, you want to see the big toes inside your knee. That means the knee is stacked right on top of the ankle. And then the gaze can wander over the front middle finger. Flip open the right palm, inhale, paint the sky, reverse the warrior, straighten the front leg. And then come back into warrior 2, rebending the front knee. Then bring the right elbow onto the right knee. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over, side angle pose. Pulling the right shoulder back so you're not crunching into that right shoulder, and then spin more open towards the left on the exhale. So you want to think inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist, reaching out of the left fingertips, extending through the entire left side of your body. Exhale, release the left hand down. Straighten the right leg, bending the left, coming into Skandasana at the back of your mat. And feel free to move here, left to right, keeping the hips low. For this one, keep the toes on the ground, so it's more like a high Skandasana for most of you. Left to right, back and forth. I'm having an ant colony walking around my right foot. Don't think you can see that or feel that, but I felt like mentioning it. All right, next time you come forward, hands come inside the right foot, and then step the left foot forward, Malasana squat, hips sink down, elbows come to the inside of your knees, palms press into each other, lift the chest. Yeah, they're going crazy here right now. All over my foot. So much to being distracted. Keep lifting out through the crown of the head. So if you haven't noticed something that we've been working on intensely throughout the class, it's the elbow and knee connection, because that's what we need to go into our crow later on. All right, from Malasana we make our way back into down dog. You can move through one Vinyasa with me, or just step straight back into down dog. So hands ground down. If you jump back straight into Chaturanga, and then move through Vinyasa, I'll meet you in down dog. Good job. All right. We have to do it again. Repetition. The other side, bringing the body towards balance. Right foot steps towards center, left leg rises out the back, three-legged dog. Inhale, left knee touches the left elbow, and extend back, three-legged dog. Then left knee touches the right elbow, pull it across, and extend. Next time the knee pulls into the chest, tiger curl, knee to nose, hold it, and then step it in between your hands. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, arms rise up. And then exhale, bring the hands behind you. Awkward finger on top, you will know which one it is. And then stretch through the shoulders. Pull the hands down. Shoulders pull away from the ears. Knuckles travel down the back thigh. The neck is an extension of your spine, so you don't have to jam it back. On the exhale, release the hands, frame the front foot, pick the back knee off, look back, spin the right heel down onto the mat, open yourself up, warrior two, arms reach away from each other. Make sure the front knee is traveling right on top of the ankle, shoulders drop away from the ears, fingers are reaching apart. Notice if you're leaning forward or backward, try to keep the shoulders stacked on top of the hips. And then spin open the front palm, inhale, paint the ceiling, straighten the left leg, reverse the warrior. Right hand travels down the back leg. And then come back into warrior two, bending into the left leg, and then bringing the left elbow to the left knee. Right arm reaches forward, up and over. Keep pulling the left shoulder back, not crunching into the left side of the upper body, and using that elbow and knee as like a leverage. On the exhale, you spin yourself open towards the right. Keep the back leg engaged, keep reaching the fingers forward. Keep the breath nice and soft. And then straighten the left leg, bend the right, Skandasana at the back of your mat. This time you can choose how you want to stay, if you want to keep one side, if you want to stay on one side, or if you want to keep moving left to right, if you want to lift the toes up. If you lift the toes up, curl them up towards the ceiling. All right? You can hold any bits and pieces, you can keep moving. It's almost like you a ninja going left to right. If you're a big fan of Ninja Turtle, this might be nostalgic for you. All right, one more time each side. Next time you come forward, hands go inside the left foot, and then step the right foot forward, Malasana squat. All right, we've arrived at a little bit of crow play. So, have a look first before you try it, just so you get all the little details and cues, and you kind of have an idea for how it's supposed to look. Not that you kind of slingshot yourself into it. So from here, lift the hips up, bring the big toes together to touch, bend arms flat onto the ground. From here, high toes, split the knees apart, bring them towards your shoulder pits, and then remember how we shifted the weight into our fingertips. That's what you want to do. You slightly look forward, and then you lift one leg off, place it back down. You lift the other leg off, place it back down. If you feel like that's quite easy, shift forward, lift one leg off, maybe float the other one off as well. Do the full pose. Keep the elbows straight if you can. And then we come back down. Meet in Malasana. All right, at home, we're doing it together. If you want to play for a little bit longer, you can always pause the video. It's a good thing about online classes. All right, let's do it together. Big toes step together to touch. Hands ground down. Up high onto the toes. Split the knees apart, bring them towards the shoulder pits, armpits, and then shift the weight forward into your fingertips. Look forward. Maybe you lift one leg off, maybe you lift both legs off. We all meet back in Malasana. All right. Enjoy the process. From Malasana, lift the bum up high. Bring the wrists behind your knees and then sit back down onto your wrists. And then make the angriest fists that you have. So press the fingers together and then open the hands up. Make fists, open the hands up, spread the fingers apart. We're doing 8 pumps. So go a bit quicker now. Pumping fists. I don't know how we call this. Keep going. And then lift the hands out of the kneecaps. Come back into Malasana squat. Rest the upper arms on your knees. Let the blood flow back into your forearms. If you do any kind of weight bearing or even in the gym, it feels quite nice to do that. Little wrist release. Any inversions you do, any inversion practice, I kind of, almost always do that. Feels great. Right, from here, lower the bum onto the ground. Hands go behind you, fingers pointing towards your bum. Feet are hip width distance apart. On the inhale, lift the hips up, reverse tabletop. Maybe you want to gently rock back and forth. Keep the neck as an extension of your spine. If you feel called to jam it back, you do you. Just don't hurt yourself. Slowly lower the hips down, right behind the heels. Inhale, broaden through the chest, straighten the elbows. Exhale, bend into your elbows, keep the lift in the chest. Bring your awareness into the front of the shoulders. Breathing into the collarbones. Shoulder blades keep pulling towards each other. And then exhale, release by sliding the hips back. Inhale, arms reach forward. And then slowly start to lower yourself all the way down, all the way onto your back, one vertebra at a time. Notice the moment where the core wants to let go. And then come all the way down. We're gonna do 3 sets of back bends. Good things come either in 3 or in 5. Only doing 3 now. So bring the heels right behind your bum. You can slice the back of your feet with your middle fingers. Arms come by your side in a roboter shape. And then lift the bum off. Slide the shoulder blades under. Use your legs to lift the hips up higher. Bring the hands underneath you. Interlace the fingers. Or you just stay in these roboter arms. Imagine like someone placed the block between your thighs, so the thighs keep squeezing towards each other, but not so much that the knees touch. Keep pressing away through your feet. Glutes are engaged. There's a little gap between your chin and your chest. You're not jamming into the neck. And then on the exhale, slowly lower all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Till you come all the way down. Right hand on the belly, left hand on the chest. Feet can come mat width distance apart, knees drop together towards center. I'm not going to stay here for too long. It's the last little push of this class. All right? So you might surprise yourself. Bring the heels back behind your bum. Slice the back of your feet with your middle fingers. Bring the hands by your side. Inhale, lift the hips up. You can stay in bridge. Keep interlacing the hands underneath you. I think that's where I want to stay today. If you have wheel in your practice, feel free to take it further. I'm going to cue you into wheel if you want to take it. If you want to go into wheel, bring the hands beside your ears, hands right underneath the elbows. And then inhale, lift up onto the crown of your head. And then all the way up into wheel. Make sure you keep working those legs. Keep pressing the floor away. Neck is soft. And then you come out the same way that you came in, slowly lowering yourself all the way down. Right hand comes onto your belly, left hand onto your heart. Feet mat width distance apart, knees drop together. Taking a deep breath in and letting it go. Last round. Any variation that you want to take. Feet come hip width distance apart. Slice the back of your heels with your middle fingers. Lift the hips up. Bridge pose. You can always slide a block right underneath your sacrum if you want to take more of a supported bridge. You want to come up all the way into wheel. You bring the hands back beside your ears. And then on an inhale, lift up onto the crown of your head. Next inhale takes you all the way up. And then we come out the same way that we come in, lowering all the way down. Feet mat width distance apart, knees drop together, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Letting the spine neutralize. And feeling all the feels. From here, hug your knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe some little circles with the knees. Releasing any tension in the lower back. Massaging the sacrum. And then bring your arms out in a T shape, out wide. And then drop the knees to either side. Doesn't matter what side, you're going to do both anyway. Opposite shoulder pulls down towards the ground. Maybe you want to bring the hand on that side where your knees are onto the outside of your thigh. Just keep these knees pulling together. The gaze can go out towards the arm or straight up to the ceiling. Whatever feels better on your neck. Redirecting your awareness into the breath, into the twist of the spine. And already starting to release any tension that you might feel. Any tension in your arms, in your legs, your neck, all over the body. Next inhale, we bring the knees back to center and just let them fall over to the other side. Copy anything that you've done on the first side. Opposite shoulder keeps pulling down towards the ground. Keeping your breath and your awareness with your breath, with the twist of the spine. I like to think of the spine like a wet towel when you're in this sublime twist. You're wringing the towel out just by letting your legs be heavy, letting the opposite shoulder be heavy. You're wringing the towel out by just surrendering to your own body weight. How deep can you breathe? Next inhale, come back to center. Squeeze the knees into the chest. Final pose, gonna be happy baby. So, meaning the arms come through the inside of your thighs, reaching for the outside of your feet. Palms of the feet pointing up towards the ceiling. Knees pull towards the shoulder pits, armpits. I don't know if there's anything like shoulder pits. Maybe I just made a word up. And then when you're here, you want to keep pulling the tailbone down towards the ground so the lower back is fully touching the mat. If that's not happening for you, let go of the outside of the feet and just hold on to the back of the thighs. It's more important to keep the body safe than to do a full pose. Maybe you want to rock gently side to side. If you have the outside of your feet, maybe you feel called to straighten one leg at a time. Any final movements that you want to do them now. And then release the happy baby pose, hug the knees into the chest. One final squeeze of gratitude for all the gifts that the body can do or has given us. All the moving, the walking, the talking, all the trying and failing, all of the stuff. Because the next pose we're coming into, Shavasana, our final pose, is also called corpse pose, and it's basically practicing death, and all these gifts are worthless when we're dead, so we better make use of it while we have them. So bring yourself into Shavasana, legs are straight down the mat, bring the heels to the outside of the mat, let the feet externally rotate, palms are facing up towards the sky, slide the shoulder blades under, and then surrender, letting yourself fully rest into the support of the floor and the ground. Laying here, practicing death and being aware of all the gifts that you've been given. Surrendering fully to your own body weight, letting go of the control of the breath, and moving into feeling instead of thinking. Thank you for your efforts in this practice. I'm going to leave you here. Stay as long as you want. I recommend at least another couple of minutes before you move on with your day. Namaste.